Welcome, Libras. Welcome to Keykey's Doorway. Let's see what you and your soulmate will be experiencing emotionally and energetically for November 20th to November 27th, 2018. Gaia, God, Goddess, Mother, Father. Woo! Okay, y'all know what y'all want to definitely experience and see from the past for present. What actions will Mr. and Miss Libra and their soulmate will be taking? What actions will Mr. and Miss Libra and their soulmate will be taking? Okay. Masculine Libra, in your past life, just like it was seen in Scorpio and Aquarius reading, whenever you get a chance, check this out. Check out their readings to see how this resonates. I don't know how, but we'll find out. Masculine Libras, you experienced in your past life. Let's see. Finding a formula on how to prevent food and hunger, or finding a formula to see food and hunger is not an issue, but a way of life and a way of rediscovering how to supplement times of crisis in that area. Masculine Libras. Female Libras, just like your masculine counterpart. Oh yes, definitely check out the Aquarius reading before Scorpio's reading. Aquarius then Scorpio. Yeah, because I would feel an air sign and looking at another air sign reading would be understandable, especially since Libra is all about the legality and Aquarius is all about organizing that legality would be befitting for you guys. Female Libras, you have understood from the masculine experiencing how to create a formula for food and hunger and made it a communal living or a lifestyle or a way to help the community in their lives. One way that I can imagine, or not even imagine, what is the best way to say that is really realistic? Because when we say imagine, sometimes it's seen as like making bubbles or something, like something that is not real, but bubbles are real because you had to have a liquid with suds to create a bubble. But I digress. Female Libras, you have taken the antidote. For example, if the community is no longer nomadic because we move from place to place based on what foods were there for us to survive on as people. If we wanted to not move anymore or no longer, Miss Libra, then we had to stand still in one location and then figure out how to make a lead in how we not only create the formula, but make it as an antidote. An antidote is something that when you mix things together, and it's particular things that is mixed, creates, reacts, re-innovates a solution, a conclusion. So, in my mind's eye, it was giving me, well, if we had to be nomadic, and when we were nomadic as human beings, then we had to have lived in caves or caves, rocks, or mountains, because naturally that structure looks like a firm foundation where it doesn't lean over, it won't go flat on us. So you've seen that natural resources in a location can become a commodity or a commerce for the people. If they needed a source of grain, then realizing what kind of grains can be grown in this particular region or climate or weather. Even weather determines what food source is planted. And you realize that, Miss Libra, and how you weighed out the scales. It's like weighing out the scales of seeds. If I have grains, if I want to make grains, then I had to have a particular amount of seeds to have a healthy harvest. Oh yes. Soulmate. And just like the masculine counterpart, when they experience in their past lives as finding the formula for a universal issue that we all experience, whether we as human beings or actual creatures that live on planet Earth. And seeing from the masculine counterpart of walking in their past lives in the communal living and seeing how they have used and can use these experiences in their past as their present life present to themselves. They're seeing it as their answer, soulmate. You're recognizing to have seeds, then you would need water to grow them into harvest. You would need water to make blocks, and that blocks can make a home. You realize, soulmate, that the water, even water outside of the waters, is what 80 or 90% of our bodies. It's for a reason. It's because it has lived through all things in which we based our livelihoods and even the way we nourish ourselves. So, soulmate, you're recognizing when you walked in the past life as an Atlantean, you've seen how purifications of the water, or even water in itself, has been used in every aspect of our lives to live. Even crystals. Crystals are minerals, are rocks. And some rocks are stemmed from other elements. We use them even into this day, even how we structure. We use, from ancient times to now, marble flooring. Yeah, I had to get new flooring, so this is an example. Cement, and even how cement is based on the clay, minerals, and like we learned in science, the erosion of what waters can do to rocks and to mountains is legendary. It created our own solar panel that we use as an energy base. We use crystals as an energy base in the Atlantean period. And you're seeing how we even use crystals in the current. Whether it be energy healing, whether it be energy work, and how this energy work is played out. I will be putting that on Keykey story reference, soulmate. 5 of fire. Matter of fact, let me make sure to put that. Libra. Crystal work. Crystal energy used in our daily lives. Okay. Masculine. Libras, you're taking that formula that you have learned and you're taking it to the 5th house of Leo, and that's all about your willpower. So your willpower is tied into our heart, what gives us that drive to go after what we love, and having the reason of why we go after the things we love. And how going after that does take action. But now you're having a reason of why your actions connect to your words, connect to how you make those changes. And you're seeing that like any change, it can be very competitive and how we place our goals. So you have 5 formulas or 5 ingredients, yet it makes an antidote. 5 ingredients to make this one antidote, like your feminine counterpart has realized through your actions, or through your past life, I should say. And you're recognizing that bothersome details is becoming more beautiful to you. It's becoming more of a room to bounce ideas from. Like, okay, I want to make bread. How do I make bread? What are the ingredients to make bread? I can go to the deli store and get bread. I can go to the grocery store and get bread. I could even go to the market in my community to get bread. But for me to understand why they even became their own markets for this particular product, I'm going to figure out how I can make that bread. And while making and finding the ingredients to make this bread will give me a better understanding of how the antidote is truly made. That antidote stems from your identity and your connections to it. When you want to make a bread, what kind of bread are you making? If you had to make a bread, masculine Libras, what would it be? Would it be raisin bread? Would it be cinnamon roll bread? Would it be carrot bread? Carrot cake bread? Would it be carrot cake? Would it be pound cake? It looks like a loaf of bread, right? What kind of bread would it be? That will tell you your identity and your connections to that antidote. So when someone says, oh, you made a delicious cornbread, or you made a delicious raisin bread, why that bread? Well, when I was younger, when I was 5 years old, my mom or my grandmother made a delicious raisin bread. And I realized that I too asked her, why you didn't go to our father, or my father or my uncle or my grandfather made this delicious raisin bread or pound cake. And I asked them, well, why you just didn't go and buy it from the store? And as they were showing me the ingredients, first they took me to the different places, or the same place that I said for them to buy the ingredient. They showed me different ingredients. I don't know why. Yet when we came back home and made it together and then seeing the end result, I started to laugh and see why my mother, father, or my grandmother, grandfather, or auntie, or uncle made this from scratch. Because when we make something from scratch, we value it more. And that was the cure of that conflict. Not just with ourselves, or with others, and what you're recognizing, masculine Libra. Female Libras, you're becoming that messenger of what is the cure or the solution to a way of lifestyle or a way of communal living. You're seeing how your dependableness of how you research, because to be a messenger, you would have to research or know exactly what you're speaking of. And that is very personal to you because it ties into your past life that you have created as your present, Miss Libra. And now that you see that as a present in your present life, you're seeing that you hold the key to the antidote in how you can live your life, and how you live your life, Miss Libra, is also the scales in which others may want to live their lives or have been living their lives. And you're seeing that connection. So, good news about financial matters is presented for you or from you through your actions. You're wanting to do something more challenging, and you see from your past life why that is. A new area of study is approaching, Miss Libra. Soulmate. The action you're taking energetically and emotionally this week is the 7th house of the masculine and feminine, may even of yourself. If you are in the house of Libra, then you have always known how to give and take. What it meant to give and take. What was the origin of giving and taking? We have water, so water is given to us. How we take that water to use determines how we give back. And soulmate, you're becoming a chariot in how you, by your actions, show the logic or even the way you see the true essence of what it means to give and receive, to move forward and see where you have came from first. To see, in order to walk, you need one and the other. This is why Libra in the House of Scales ties into legality to legislation. And legislation, or making things legal, creates civilizations and creates lands and seas to become trade and to become a collaborator of a way of life to help each other solve food and hunger in any aspect. As you're stepping into the chariot, soulmate, you're seeing that an important achievement has been present for you and will be accomplished. You're seeing that your self-discipline and your willpower, like the masculines in you have experienced through their past life and even through their actions, will create public recognition right now for you. Until we meet again, masculine and feminine Libras. Until we meet again, soulmate, you three, Trinity, are understanding that your level-headedness or the way you are logical in your actions do create civilizations, do create how people cultivate, even the way you cultivate in your own personal life and how you see fit. I love you, masculine and feminine Libras. I love you, soulmate. We will see you on the other side.